What's up, y'all? So for today's video, gonna be talking about, of course, as you'd imagine, Kameme's run versus at a glitch, and we'll be looking at a loser semis versus Zamba in particular. To be honest, out of all the matchups Kameme ran into, this is probably like the best one, especially in the top 8. Like Sonic Sora, Kameme beating Sonic was insane, and then Fox Sora is. Well, you guys saw Light versus Kameme, right? But yeah, it's very funny how right the day I released the video, like, yeah, this reason people play Sora, I still stick by, even though Kameme made a crazy run. Yeah, Kameme's just like, hey, hold my beer, bro. Let me show you some crazy Sora stuff. Now, he's been at this character for basically since the character released, right? And his results in Japan, honestly, are, I think I've touched on this in my other video. They're pretty okay. Like, they're not bad, but I feel like his Mega Man's got better results. But, well, comes to America, gets second place at a big event. Not sure if this would be considered a major. A lot of top players didn't attend because Summit Burnout is a real thing. But yeah, so this matchup in particular, getting onto it, is actually a matchup that is not awful for Sora. I think it's, if you told me you think it's even, I'd be like, alright, fair enough. I think it's slightly losing. I can even see the argument for winning in Sora's favor. Although, Can't Be Rob is, man, Can't Be Rob is obnoxious. Let me tell y'all. And Sora really, he has to get in Rob's face and use Nair to overwhelm him. But for that said, Rob can kind of like fair out of shield if Sora is not careful with his Nairs and his fairs. He also, his lack of speed really stinks versus all the zoning tools and even just Rob juggles. Sora's main strength in this matchup is he actually gets to utilize his Nair mix. Like, Rob is very easy to hit with Nair up smash as long as he has some rage. Even like instant double jump fair and Nair stuff works pretty well on Rob. He's also easy to hit with like Nair up air. And basically, well, I'm not gonna say all the Sora stuff works in Rob. He's a little bit floatier than you'd expect, so some like the more fast flow exclusive stuff doesn't work on him. But really, he is like, he's combo mode for Sora. I actually remember, funny enough, the first like week Sora came out, I went to a local and I beat Zomba with my Sora. And then I lost like a month later when we learned the matchup more. But yeah, also, that game one was rough. I saw the game one, I was like, this is over. When I was watching this on stream yesterday. Yeah, so one thing that I think is a really good pick from Kameme is going to Smashville. Because you get to kind of, so Robin Smashville is interesting. He can be an extremely strong character here because he gets overwhelmed with Nair and frame data. However, he also doesn't get to use his zoning tools. So in a matchup like this, where I think the zoning tools are extremely relevant to keep Sora out, not having as much access to them really helps Sora. And you see with Kameme, he's able to run up and start applying Nair pressure. Right, run up, shield, wait for the opening. He drops a lot of those double IDJ stuff. It's hard to do, right? But he still gets like pressure afterwards because it doesn't put Sora in the worst spot, considering he can kind of mash after those positions. The up air versus the Nair, that Sora up airs can't challenge. I like one of the best up airs in the game, straight up. You put that up air on like any character, and that character's better, I'd imagine. Small punish there. Actually, got a big punish, right? Because up tilts, up airs. I like how he Nairs through the gyro, doesn't want to respect it. So timing those Nairs to clank and like basically deal with pressure is really important. Alright, yep, neutral B, punishes. Oh, so scary. So, yeah, Blizzard's very nice, of course. Keep pressure away from Sora, and geez, he's just Nairing out of these spots. Run up shield, Nair. Like, Zombarini is a player in the Nair more respected, especially because one thing I noticed about Kameme Sora is he very rarely grabs. He kind of like runs up to people and plays this game of chicken, where he runs up shields, punches that shield, sometimes even like delays his ass shield a little bit to catch people like dropping their shield. But you very rarely see him actually grab, and that Sora's grab is not that good. Makes sense. You also don't really see him use spells to get close, which I thought was interesting. I guess because using spells to like make a purchase happen is very linear, and he doesn't even try using like dash attack that much because, you know, dash attack is very fast to move, goes pretty far, low profiles. It's not that rewarding, but it's kind of risky. So it's like, I think he'd rather just run up and look for the Nairs as opposed to take the smaller punishes with dash attack. Oh my god, up tilt gets red. I mean, the roll gets red after up tilt. Classic raw pressure. True, by the way. And I think the rage threshold for this, I could be wrong, but I believe it's like 60%, where you can consistently start landing like Nair 1-2 up smash on Rob. Him being big actually matters. Should we free uppers? Nope. Kameme tried reading the drift, didn't read it, and then didn't want to overextend, catching Zamba drifting to the corner. Ooh, Zamba's gone for that down air a few times. I think he hit it the first time he's gone for it, not since. Oh, so I know someone's asked what happened here. So with Sora, there's actually a hitbox on the Keyblade that is not part of the freeze hitbox, and that hitbox is meant to push people into the freeze. But in this situation, you hit them with the Keyblade itself as the move ends, and they don't get comboed into the freeze. Very, very interaction, I'd say. Yeah, catches. I think that was a roll or a spot dodge. One of the nice things about Nair is that when you're next to Sora, you have to just like respect it. Like, the problem for Sora is getting close enough to pressure with Nair, and the fact that if the opponent's using their aggressive ass shield options, they can like contest Nair 1-2 into something. But if you're like picking defensive options like roll, spot dodges, whatever for Sora when he's up close, Nair will hit you. Ooh, good air dodge read. He recognized he didn't have the combo, but people panic air dodge all the time for Sora, and that is surprisingly hard. The Nair fair up B. It's true, but especially with that rage, it's a very tight window. And he gets it there, gets the timing. You really need to hit like, and let's see if I can show it here. You really, it also helps to hit like burn his double jump doing this. But you really want this, right? Where you hit as you touch the ground, because if you like hit the opponent and then touch ground 2 frames later, fair up B is generally not that true. But if you do that, there you go. So also that makes close range fair much better for confirming to up B, where tip or fair doesn't really deal into up B well. So I'm grabbing some water. Alright, so game 3. Small battlefield. This is a solid Sora stage. It's not like... Actually, it's pretty good, I'd say. Because I think PS2, for example, is a bit too long for Sora. But this is just the perfect length to throw some spells, but to not, like, get zoned out for free. Like, Sora's always in, like, dash up shield range. Oh, I love that. I love that. He does the second side beat towards the wall. You know, just did with the first one. Because he knows Zombies go for the downer. He's trying to stall it out. As he is, what I'm talking about, you can like kind of interrupt Sora fair and air pressure if you know he's gonna go for like a fair 3, like towards you, like right next to you. I mean, hold down to pressure, forward air follow up, and all right, get a little pressure there. Catch it. I think called a roll within there. One thing actually I noticed Kame's doing a very good job of. He's recognizing when Zomba's behind him with the Nairs. Look at this. So he does this Nair and he jumps back with it. That way he pushes like, or I guess pulls Zamba towards Sora's front while he's drifting back to position for Nair to connect properly. He doesn't get the follow-up off of that, but the idea is correct. Ramp shield, Nair, out shield, up smash. Honestly, Zamba doesn't seem the most prepared for this matchup. Granted. So Sora's an interesting character. He's really, really popular at casual levels of play. There's like a lot of Sora players on Elite Smash. A lot of them are Elite Smash. And I think even at lower levels of play, he's relatively common. Like, you're not gonna see him a lot in tournaments because he isn't that good. But you're not gonna not see him, right? But like at higher levels of play, you just don't see Sora really. Like, you know, I tried the character for a bit. Meister is not exactly someone Zomba gets to fight a lot. Granted, neither am I. And then that's really it for like high level Soras like in NA. There's some other ones that are good but don't really travel that much. So the point is, learn the matchup pretty hard. So I don't blame Zomba if he's not like quite sure of the matchup, sure of interactions, like doesn't have timings down, whatever. Oof. Yeah, getting aggressive or Sora of Sage when he has Thunder stocked is so like impossible. Like in terms of neutral, a lot of things, Thunder is the worst spell. But when Sora's off Sage, Thundaga is like, hey, you can't get aggressive there. We saw in the Sonic set as well, every time that Kameme got aggressive versus Sora of Sage and Kameme had Thunder, Sonic's just couldn't make anything happen. Oh my god, there's the damage. 1-2, fair 1-2, down tilt, up tilt, boom, up air. That was what. And then add into blast zone damage, that was 46 damage. IDJ Nair stuff. Kame's already agree with that stuff. I noticed he goes for it quite a bit. He like doesn't finish the IDJ combos, which is why he'd probably be better off in tournament at least just going for the simple enders that get a bit more damage. But I respect him attempting like all that stuff. And yeah, just catch landing with up air. And Zamba do be drifting down towards Sora'S up air in disadvantage. And I will say that I really did not like this counter pick from Zamba, because I talked with this on game 2 where I feel like Kameme is just very, like, Sora'S very strong on this stage in this kind of matchup, but I don't think Robbery gets much from it, especially because Zamba's main issue is he's getting beat up close. Like he's not punishing, he's not reading the nairs, waiting for them. He's just pressing buttons and getting out naired constantly. So giving Kameme access to this stage when it favors Kameme's strength in these interactions, oof. Yeah, see up close, just nair, up air the landing. Really little spell usage because you don't want to try to trade source spells with raw projectiles like just throughout the set. You'll notice that there's almost no usage of like fire or blizzard or neutral, and then yeah, nair and uppy. So unlike fair for uppy, which is very hard to get, nair uppy is pretty easy. Relatively speaking, it's still execution tight. Like if Kameme lands even 2 frames later with the nair than he did here, it probably wouldn't connect, for example. So it's still very tight timing, but relatively speaking, it's one of the easier Sora kill confirms. I like how Kameme chose to jump after getting up tilt instead of rolling, because remember his last time he rolled up tilt hit his shield, he got hit for Zamba reading the roll. Okay, nair pressure, 1, 2, 3, give it to him. Alright, and then he's just fairing. And Zamba's just like, he's trying. He's trying to get something going, but he's getting too impatient. And Sora's a character that, once Sora has a lead, it's so hard to actually take the lead from him. He's so good at holding it. Especially if you're impatient. And almost dead again. Actually, I don't want to say I'm surprised in a kill. It was like across the screen. And up B is one of those moves that's very DIable on ground level. Yeah, nair, up air. Really just constantly just up air and up B confirms, up smash confirms. Kameme just keeps getting them. The Zamba just, I hope I can snipe you. Catches the jump. Yeah, I haven't really seen much Kameme ledge trapping, to be honest, just because he hasn't been in positions to do it. But he's using that fair to cover the ledge. It's not the most reward, but it's reliable. It's safe. It covers a lot. I think Kame's trying to dash back to evade the nair as opposed to just block it. Mixing up some Sora stuff. But yeah, it's a regrab. At that point, you might as well just like side B more aggressively towards Zamba because it's going to be a regrab. But I don't know. Honestly, at this point, Zamba's up so much. Kame's up. Kameme, I can't speak, is up so much. That's like, you gotta do what you want. Like, as long as you're not literally SDing, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't lose this game. And that should be kill, right? Yep. And styling a little bit, right? Look at this. Nair 1-2. Nair 1-2. And I know someone's gonna say, oh, he didn't have. Oh, someone might say, hey, didn't you say this is true with Rage? And I'm not exactly sure what I said, but it's much easier with Rage when it's like above 60% of Sora. But yeah, especially with the IDJ Nair. Everyone doesn't know what that means. I probably should have said that earlier, but it stands for instant double jump. It just positions you a lot better to confirm it to this as well. So that's why Kameme went for 1-2 and then IDJ Nair 1-2 as opposed to just doing 1-2 Nair. Yeah, Kameme really consistently landed that kill confirm, and that matters a lot. He got so many stocks this entire tournament by consistently landing, and you can't really do anything about that confirm. Like, SDI doesn't really help much for Sora Nair stuff because I think there's like a negative SDI multiplier where basically SDI is less effective on Sora multi-hits than most characters' moves. Rob is big after all. Like, legit, his size makes it so easy to land. Because, you know, Kameme landed that on other people. Zamba low-key got a combo video with this set. But you see like a lot of like pretty basic fundamental play mixed in with a good amount of Sora combos. That's like, this is hard to do stuff. Like, this is the stuff where it's like Kame's been landing this character for a year, and now he's consistently landing it. But you're still seeing him not get 100% of the time. But like, that is what's pushing him, is that he's actually able to land it in a bracket setting where it's like hard, especially at top level, where it's like nerves and just, you know, good players try to generally avoid giving you these openings. So let's go Kameme Sora, making this character look good. Woo! Catch off for next one of these videos whenever it's gonna be. Hope you enjoy this like always. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. I should probably say it in other videos, but I'm dumb. Anyway, peace out.